July 10th, 1940. Dawn breaks over the English Channel like a fresh bruise. The air is cold. The silence is heavy. But the silence doesn't last. The Luftwaffe is coming. 4 massive air fleets. They are the conquerors of Europe. They crushed Poland. They took France in weeks. They believe England is next. Standing in their way? A few hundred exhausted kids in Spitfires and Hurricanes. They are outnumbered 4-1. But today, history glitches. Instead of a propeller plane, we drop a ghost into the timeline. A Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II. A 5th-generation stealth fighter designed by engineers who treat physics as a suggestion. Let's look at the math. The German Bf 109 tops out at 370 mph. The F-35 hits Mach 1.6. It's like racing a Formula One car against a bicycle. The pilot wears a $400,000 helmet. It projects a 360-degree view directly into his retinas. He can literally look through the floor of his own jet. And he is packing heat. AIM-120 AMRAAMs. Missiles that delete enemies from 30 miles away. Before the Germans even know, they are in a fight. Plus, an internal 25mm rotary cannon. It spits explosive shells faster than a buzzsaw. One trigger squeeze turns a bomber into confetti. 06:30 hours. The German armada crosses the channel. 2,500 aircraft. The largest aerial force ever assembled. 50 miles away, the F-35's radar lights up. The computer doesn't see enemies. It sees a buffet. The pilot selects his first 4 targets. He presses the button. Fox 3. The missile leaves the rail at Mach 4. The German pilots are drinking coffee, flying in tight formation. They feel safe. They have no idea death is 10 seconds away. Impact. The lead bomber simply evaporates. Panic. There was no tracer fire, no enemy plane, just a sudden, violent deletion. They think it was anti-aircraft fire. Then the second bomber explodes. Then the third. The formation begins to break apart. They are looking for a Spitfire, but the sky is empty. The F-35 is loitering at 40,000 feet, 15,000 feet higher than any German plane can climb. It is shooting fish in a barrel. The radio channels erupt in chaos. Ghost aircraft! We are being hit by lightning. The psychological terror sets in. The F-35 pilot gets bored of playing sniper. He wants to save ammo. He switches to guns. He dives. The Germans finally see it. A gray triangle falling from the heavens at supersonic speed. It doesn't look like a plane. It looks like a UFO. The 25mm cannon roars. It fires uranium shells. It cuts through the bombers like a hot knife through butter. 1 pass, 3 kills. The German escort fighters try to intercept. Their Bf 109s are agile, but they are fighting in slow motion. The F-35 pulls 9 Gs in a turn. The pilot's suit squeezes his legs to keep him conscious. Before the Germans can even aim their guns, the jet is behind them. It's not a dogfight, it's an execution. Fox 2, Sidewinders, Heat Seekers, and those old German engines run very, very hot. The missile ignores flares, it ignores maneuvers, it crawls right up the tailpipe. Splash 1. Back in Berlin, Hermann Göring goes ballistic. He receives reports of laser beams and rocket ships. He thinks his pilots are drunk. He orders the entire reserve fleet to launch. Destroy that single plane at all costs. It is a fatal error. The second wave launches, 500 more fighters. They swarm the area like angry wasps. The F-35 pilot sees them coming. He is low on missiles. He is tired. But he has one trick left. He drags the German fighters down to sea level. Then he hits the afterburner. He climbs vertically, straight up. The German props try to follow. Their engines choke in the thin air. They stall. It is a turkey shoot. The stalled planes are sitting ducks. The F-35 loops around and picks them off with the gun. The morale breaks. The Luftwaffe, the pilots who conquered Europe, are terrified. They turn back. They refuse to fight the ghost. But even a god has limits. A red light flashes in the cockpit. Bingo fuel. Ammo depleted. The modern marvel is now just a very fast glider. The pilot turns for home. He leaves behind burning wreckage and a shattered enemy. He lands at an RAF base. The British ground crew stares at the jet like it's a spaceship. They touch the hot skin of the aircraft. The debriefing is insane. German losses: 80 aircraft destroyed in 2 hours. F-35 damage: 0. But here is the catch. The F-35 needs JP-8 fuel. It needs specialized missiles. 1940 Britain has none of this. The jet is now a museum piece, a $100 million paperweight. It won the battle, but it cannot win the war alone. The next day, the Germans return. They have 2,000 more planes. The F-35 sits in the hangar, silent. It is up to the Spitfires again. The brave kids in the tin cans. They have to finish what the future started. So, what was the result? The F-35 bought Britain time. It destroyed the Luftwaffe's invincibility myth. It terrified them. For the rest of the war, German pilots looked over their shoulders. They were afraid of the ghost. This fear made them make mistakes. But the verdict is clear. Superior technology cannot defeat superior logistics. You can have the best plane in the universe, but without ammo, you are just a spectator. The F-35 didn't save the world single-handedly. But for one glorious morning, it showed the Nazis exactly where they belong, in the past. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough.